Hello, beta. Good evening, everyone. So, I hope all of you have joined in. Uh, this session I have scheduled particularly to go ahead and discuss the mock test date sheet for three kind of mock tests that we will be conducting, which is going to be IIT JAM mock test, which you will have 10 mock test beta. And then GATE economics mock test, which you will have 5 mock test. At CUET mock test, which you will have 10 mock test. Once we are done with this, we will launch the mock test date sheet for others also. So we will launch for ISI MSQE, we'll launch for Madras School of Economics and others later. Okay. But since first my aim is for you guys to clear IIT JAM, GATE and CUET, I am launching these three mock tests. IIT JAM and GATE exam will be in the month of Feb and CUET will be in the month of March. Mane, we don't have a lot of time left. We are already sitting in the month of November. So we have half of November, December, in which you will also have your semester exam, January. That's it. In this, you have to do your revision. You have to do your marathons with me. You have to do your mock test series. And you have to do your recorded question bank beta. Don't forget this. This is very important. The question bank on your portal is very, very important. None of you have to skip that. Okay. So we have to cover these 4 things thoroughly in the 2.5 months that we have. तो अब बहुत rigorous preparation की जरूरत है. So we start the mock test series from 22nd because as all of you know that on 8th I have kept a full macro exam for IIT and GATE students. As you know, on 15th we have kept all India exam, right? So we want to start from the next week post that. So wherever you see a black color, I will share this with you on your Telegram group also. Okay, and we will also publish it everywhere. But wherever you see this black color, जहां पे भी आपको ये black color दिखेगा, that is where you will be having your IIT JAM mock exam. So 22nd, 29th of November, उसके बाद 3rd December, 6th December, 13th, 20th, 31st December, 4th January, 7th, 10th January. This is going to be the date for your mock test exam of IIT JAM. अब इसमें many of you go ahead and ask me कि ma'am, I have a semester exam. How will I give this exam? ऐसा हो सकता है the date may coincide, may club with your semester exam. बहुत possibility है. See, if you give the exam, as I always tell you, if you give the exam as per date sheet, then you get your ranking among the batch. ठीक है, माने say I have 500 students batch, but let's say only 50 students gave the exam on that day, जिस दिन date दिया हुआ था. So at least these 50 students will know where you exactly stand, what is your rank. For the remaining students, you may not get your rank. ठीक है, the idea of giving you a date is to ensure that you give the exam on that date for the rank. Doesn't mean the exam will not be open post that. उसके बाद आप कभी भी दे सकते हो till the date of exam. ठीक है, so for example, this exam which is on 10th of Jan, आप 10th को दो तो good, but if you don't give on 10th, you can give any time till 15th of Jan, Feb, जब मन आए. But if you give on 10th, at least I know where you stand. अब मुझे I need to understand where my students are exactly where they stand. So whatever you do on your portal, now I will be accounting that. Believe me, मैं हर बच्चे का individually जाके portal check करने वाली हूँ. I'm going to go ahead and I do this every year. I check where and how much content they covered, what they are lacking. And a lot of time I will come back to you and I will give you my feedback ki I think you're not doing enough. You must dedicate more time. ऐसा आके मैं बोल सकती हूँ आपको कि मैंने आपका पोर्टल देखा and I still think this is not completed. But this is important from exam point of view. Please complete it. ठीक है. So 10th does not mean कि 10th को ही पेपर देना. You can give the exam post 10th also, but ranking के लिए this date is important. For all these exams, whether it is IIT JAM, whether it is GATE, whether it is Cuet, for all these mock papers, you will be getting recorded solution. I don't believe in just giving you a solution for mock test. कोई फायदा नहीं होगा, right? Many times you will be disheartened after giving the mock test. I am telling you straight away, अभी बता रही हूँ, the mock test level is going to be very high. You will feel disheartened. You will feel, ma'am, this level I don't know. This is a very hard level. It is to train you for the uncertainty in the exam. क्योंकि हमें एग्जाम नहीं पता ना, एग्जाम डिफिकल्ट भी सेट हो सकता है, एग्जाम इजी भी सेट हो सकता है. वी डोंट नो वेयर एग्जैक्टली द एग्जामिनर इज कमिंग फ्रॉम. We don't know what the examiner wants to do in the wants to understand from the students. So the paper that I have set for IIT JAM, for GATE, for CUT is a bit more than what can come in exam. But the idea for this is to make you aware of all possibility. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि कल को मैं एक easy paper दे दूं and you go in the exam and you go ahead and tell me कि मैम your papers were very easy, you were giving very easy mock paper and paper इतना actual में difficult आया. The reverse is a good situation that ma'am you helped us practice difficult also और paper easy आ गया. Good. You know the easy part, you know the difficult part. So the idea is that I give you recorded solution of these mock papers. Why recorded solution? Because I want you to go ahead and listen to each and every solution. ठीक है, I want you to, ठीक है, नहीं हो रहा. Probably in the first mock test, you have just done 3 questions correct. But वो जो remaining 57 questions हैं in the IIT paper, at least you will listen to them. You will note them down. You will understand where exactly was your mistake. And then next time you know the answer to that. वो main agenda है that you should be able to solve them well. ठीक है. Let me tell you that from the many years of experience I have seen that those students who have an upward trend are the students who cleared the final entrance exam. सो इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी, बिल्कुल भी जरूरी नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी, कि आप अपने फर्स्ट मॉक पेपर में 100 on 100 लेके आओ. मे बी यू विल ओनली स्कोर 20, मे बी यू विल ओनली स्कोर 30, does not matter. But it is important that by the time we reach the last mock paper, by the time we reach mock paper 10 from mock paper 1, your score has increased. वो important है. That shows consistency. That shows that okay, you are practicing well with time. तो वो करना बहुत जरूरी है. We want all of you to score very well in your final exam. ठीक है, उसके लिए ये consistency for the last 2.5 months is very very important. तो ये हमारा हो जाता है for the IIT date sheet. I hope you have made a note of it. I'll share this in your groups also. Then let's talk about the GATE exam date sheet. For GATE exam beta, we have the first one for 26th of November. For 26th of November. Then we have the next one for 10th December, 17th December. Then we have 13th Jan and 16th Jan. These 5 days for GATE mock exam. ठीक है. अब GATE में many students go ahead and ask me, ma'am, how do we practice part A? तो if you look into last year's GATE exam, माने अगर आप GATE 2025 को ऑब्जर्व करोगे, all of you should be giving all exams first of all. ठीक है. बात की बात बाद में, where I get admission is not important currently. I have to give each exam so that I know the exam environment. ठीक है. मॉक पेपर में भी आई शुड बी गिविंग मैक्सिमम मॉक पेपर्स ताकि मुझे पता चले कि एक एग्जाम एनवायरनमेंट होता कैसा है. right? So when you give this exam for 3 hours, please don't sit in a room where you have your siblings, your parents, your friends, PG. Nah. If you are in your college, sit in a library for 3 hours, ekdam shanti mein. If you are at home, lock yourself in a room and study and give this exam. I don't want you guys to be talking to people, opening the door and doing 10 things, going to the fridge, taking out water. Nah, that's not the way to give the exam. When you give a mock exam, you have to think you are in an exam like environment. One of my very favorite students of the batch 2023, when he gave his IIT exam, he was a very intelligent, excellent student. When he gave his IIT exam and came out, he was crying the most. सबसे ज्यादा वो परेशान था. That, ma'am, I am sorry that I did not give the mock paper in the exam like environment. And now when I had to give the actual exam, I trembled. मुझे नहीं समझ में आया what to do, right? I marked many questions incorrectly, which I knew. तो ये नहीं चाहिए. If you know an answer, you should be marking it correctly. ठीक है? You have to, through these mock papers, understand the strategy of giving exam. कि जहां negative marking है and you don't know the answer, you must not mark it, right? And that student, then he got admission at ISI because he was intelligent. But just believe now that he could not get admission through IIT because of this silly mistake of not giving the mock paper and not sitting in exam like environment. तो वो हमें नहीं चाहिए. We want you to practice this in an exam like environment. वो 3 hours का जो period है, you don't talk to anyone, you lock yourself in a room, you don't go out, don't come in and give this exam thoroughly. And you do this again and again. हर mock paper में आप ये चीज repeat करोगे, so that when you give your final exam, you know everything about it. Okay. So if you look at GATE 2025 paper, you will realize कि इसका जो भी part A है बच्चे, that is exactly from previous year, past year questions. कुछ भी अलग नहीं है. Nothing is different. Everything is from past year. So I want all of you to go ahead and revisit last 10-year papers for part A. Revisit last 10-year paper for part A. Very important. कोई book करने का जरूरत नहीं. Although if you look your Telegram group, I have attached 10 different books of MAT, SAT, this, that. No. You just do the last 10-year paper of part A and that's enough. और ये कब करना है? Don't waste your time generally. Suppose you give your semester का exam. जिस दिन आप semester का exam देकर आए हो, हाँ? So you start from your college and till you reach home. If you are coming in a metro, you're traveling, वो 1.5 hour में you can look into this part A paper. ठीक है? Or for example, you feel very tired and you think now I need a break. You do the part A paper. So don't dedicate time specifically to part A. Do this part A when you feel tired from economics. Okay? Don't dedicate special time to it. So this is about GATE. Now, let's talk about CUT. Usually till last year, I used to extend the CUT date sheet till the end of Feb. But I don't want to do that this time. हम कुछ CUT का end का जो time होगा, what our last few days will be, we will dedicate it to data. क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम बहुत ही अनसर्टेन एग्जाम आया था. सो आई वॉन्ट यू टू डेडिकेट विद मी ऑन द डेटा. डेटा माने क्या? वी विल बी डेडिकेटिंग इट टू इंडियन इकोनॉमी. ठीक है? अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट, पार्टिसिपेशन रेट, लिटरेसी रेशियोज, which state has highest literacy, lowest literacy, wheat production, rice production. हम डेटा को याद करेंगे. We will memorize the data in the last few days. इसलिए मुझे CUET भी जैन में ही खत्म करना है. I want to wrap up CUET mock papers by Jan end, right? So we start CUET paper, mock paper on the 24th of November. ठीक है, फर्स्ट पेपर. Then 8th December, 15th December, 23rd December, and 29th December, right? Then 8th Jan, 21st Jan, 24th Jan, 27th Jan, and 31st Jan. And we wrap up the CUET mock test series. Okay? Beyond 31st, beyond the month of Jan, no test series will go on for these three. उसका specific reason है that the final days should always be dedicated to self preparation and self revision. उन final days में I don't want to intervene the way you guys want to go ahead and revise your syllabus. ठीक है, I would personally go ahead and suggest कि वो जो आखिरी के 4-5 दिन होते हैं, you just pick up on your chits, keynotes, जो भी आपने जहां पे भी लिखा हुआ है, just pick up on that and you just revise that, right? Even from these mock tests, you make key notes, ठीक है? So for example, if there is a question, let's say in mock test that there is a question, x upon x square minus 1 under root greater than x upon x square plus 1 under root, find domain of x for this equation. Suppose, and I give you 4 options. तो इस क्वेश्चन से whatever is the summary, whatever you understand from this question, in 2 lines, you write the summary in your copy so that you can use this during revision. What summary I can gain from this? पहला summary मेरे को ये मिलता है that anything that is in the denominator is not equal to 0. दूसरा summary I get that anything that is under root has to be always non-negative. So if I club these two things together, I know denominator में whatever value is coming has to be strictly positive. Whatever summary you get from a question. ठीक है, द आइडिया इज कि जो भी समरी हमें क्वेश्चन से मिल रही है, वी नीड टू समराइज दैट इन अ नोटबुक, और वो मेरे पास हैंडी रहना चाहिए फॉर माय लास्ट डेज ऑफ प्रिपरेशन. सेम इज द केस विद CUET, right? Same is the case with GATE. So I give you a question, like for example, I ask you that the drone Didi program was launched in, and I give you 4 options. Which budget talked about drone Didi? When was this launched? You get a summary from this question that it was launched in this year, and that goes in your summarized notebook, right? So you prepare a notebook which is only going to summarize whatever you learn from these mock papers. ठीक है, या notebook नहीं माने chit, whatever you feel, 2-3 sheets, right? And वो sheets को you keep handy for revising for your final exam. ठीक है, now is the time you start making these handy notes, right? The last thing I want you to do is to be going through the 1.5 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour lectures that is posted on the portal. उसका एक summary, एक summarized version, you should start preparing that, right? So if I have studied 1.5 hour lecture, what I have learned from that, वो मेरे पास एक summarized note में available होना चाहिए. If I am doing a lecture on dead weight loss, for example, so in one line I will write what is dead weight loss. I will write the formula of dead weight loss, right? I will write down how dead weight loss is dependent on elasticity of demand and supply. How dead weight loss is calculated for tax when tax rate is involved. And that's it. This sheet summarizes dead weight loss for me. अब मुझे वो पूरा चैप्टर डेड वेट लॉस का नहीं पढ़ना है दोबारा. I know everything related to dead weight loss in one sheet. So this is how you have to go ahead and prepare your final revision notes now. And those revision notes will be very important when you will be picking them up in the last 10 days, 15 days. ठीक है? And once you will see, once you give your first exam, एक बारी आप GATE दे दोगे, IIT दे दोगे, CUET के लिए you will see that most of the things are already prepared. आपको ज्यादातर चीजें आती ही होंगी. Most of the things you'll know. तो it will become easier to give subsequent exam. CUET देना आसान हो जाएगा. ISI देना आसान होगा. It will be easier to give ISI exam. It will be easier for you to go ahead and for you to give MSc exam, Jamia exam, Ashoka exam, Shiv Nadar University exam, right? IIFT एग्जाम। तो जैसे जैसे यू प्रोग्रेस थ्रू दीज एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स, यू विल रियलाइज दैट थिंग्स आर बिकमिंग इजियर एंड इजियर फॉर यू। बट वो जो फर्स्ट एग्जाम है, उसके लिए हमें अपना 100% देना बहुत जरूरी है, राइट? बिकॉज दैट इज वेयर वी नो दैट वी हैव कंप्लीटेड द सिलेबस वंस फॉर द एग्जाम पर्सपेक्टिव। ठीक है? सो आई वॉन्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू कीप दिस डेट इन माइंड, your respective dates, whichever course you are from, IIT, GATE, the other one. I want you to keep your dates in mind, and I want all of you to give your 100% in those mock exams. Okay? Don't treat them like any other paper. Treat them as your final IIT GATE exam, and the next 2-3 months you should be giving. I am not one of those who suggest कि नहीं नहीं, 2-3 घंटा पढ़ोगे you will clear. नहीं. I am one person who myself, when I was giving my exams in life, I used to sit for 8 to 10 hours. You have to do the same. There is no shortcut to clearing any exam. Only if you sit enough, आप 8 घंटा पढ़ो, 10 घंटा पढ़ो, only then you will be able to clear the exam. No shortcuts. I mean, I don't know which people say that you can just go and give the exam and it will be fine. No, you have to sit, you have to study, and you have to survive the 2 years of masters also. सिर्फ ये यहाँ पे एंट्रेंस क्लियर करना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, वो 2 साल मास्टर्स के भी तो वहां पे सरवाइव करना है ना. सो इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू स्टार्ट स्टडिंग नाउ, यू बिकम सीरियस इन लाइफ. ठीक है? ओके, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. I will go ahead and then I will see you guys in the marathons that we will be keeping, and I want to go ahead and see a good result with all of you. ठीक है? Thank you.